There we go. So I wanted to check and see how everybody's done. Just give me a, actually, you don't even have to do anything except just think about the questions I'm going to ask you. You know, have you been able to spend a little bit of time this week practicing Travis picking? Because that's our thing that we've been working on, right? And if you haven't been able to practice it every day, that's okay. If you've been able to take a little bit of time every day to practice it, even a couple of minutes will add up, you know, so it's just something to think about if you haven't had a lot of time to practice it. See if you can do it while you're, you know, brewing your coffee. I've had very, very amazing, efficient practices. If I start practicing when the coffee pot starts brewing, and then I stop practicing when it's coffee time, it's amazing what I can do. All right, so I know that last week might have been a bit of a big pile of stuff to look at, so I'm gonna review that. The past few sessions, I tried to just keep moving with it, you know, a different theme each time, but I want to stay with Travis picking for a while because there's so much you can do with it, so much, yeah. So I am going to try desperately to click onto my there is nothing here I want to. I think what I need to do is unpin myself. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to do, you guys, is I'm trying to make my screen smaller so I can get at my OneDrive. And the struggle is real, I tell you, the struggle is real. I think I have to remove the spotlight, but I'm not totally sure. I'm going to pause recording for a second while I do this because it's like crazy time. Hang on here. Okay. There we go. There, now. I'm organized. Much better organized. So I'm going to look at this and there we go. Okay. There, I'm focused now. I feel like I was holding my breath while I was doing all of that. That was insane. Anyway, here we are. All right, so the whole thing with this one, just to review it, was having that picking pattern up top there. And we're going to be playing around with that a little bit more today. Just that idea, that picking pattern, right? So we've got the, going through it, we've got the out, right? So just picking the two outside strings. And then inside, and when I say inside, third string goes first every time because you want the lowest sounding strings to ring on the beat is what's happening. And then outside, so that's strings 4 and 1, and then we're just hitting that third string. Although, if you're used to playing that Travis picking and you want to do eighth notes at the end, so that you do an inside at the end like you have here, and do the same thing over here, that's totally cool. So what I'm going to do is sit and play through this. Keep in mind that this third fret note, I don't know if you guys remember, that is played first, and the second fret note is played last, because I flipped it around. I don't know if you guys heard the little recording I did of that, and I went all happy fun time with this chord progression. I added in strums is what I did, and that's where Travis picking can become a little bit more Travis picking and strumming at the same time, and that's what I want to talk about today. But I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to start just right with the intro. So not fast, just get that thumb moving. And now I'm going to play the next part, and that's where I've got that. I'm making the C chord, and I'm going to do the out, and then picking those strings back to strings 4, 3, 4, 3. Now the second fret I'm playing, I'm just chilling out. back up to that 3rd fret. Back down to the 2nd fret. And while I'm playing that, I'm going to get my fingers on the C5 chord, right, where it looks all fancy, and that's frets 3 and 3. Keeping in mind the first 2 lines of this, I can keep my middle finger down. Okay, so that middle finger is your anchor, and it stays on fret 3, string 2, all the way through for those first 2 lines. So here we go. Now I'm going to do that Travis picking pattern starting on that C5 chord. Out, inside, outside, in. Here we go. Inside, outside, in. Now, 003-2. Okay, next one. Okay, the end there. Okay, next line. Out, inside, outside, in. C major 7 there. Out, inside, outside, in. Big stretch up to that 5th fret there. And now back to the double 3s there. Okay, now the next line there. Now we're get to go free now. We've just got the 7th fret and all the opens there. Wahoo! Here we go. Ready? Out, inside, outside, in. Down to your 5th fret. Up to your 8th. Your 7th. Okay, and now next line, 7th fret again. Down to your 5. Now your 7th fret. If you're having an optical illusion and you're like, where are we? I'll highlight it. Well, we're right there now, okay? So 7th fret again, then 5, 3, 3. Here we go. Out, inside, outside, in. Now down to your 5th fret. Now your 3rd fret, so you're just making a regular C chord at this point. And again. Back up to your 5th fret. Now your 3rd fret. Now your 2nd fret. Okay, now we're on the C chord. Okay, now the E minor. And again. C chord. Let's repeat that line with that E minor. Oh, it's so pretty. Now your C. Okay, here comes our G7. And strum on your C. Jazz hands, blah, blah, blah. So, whole thing with that, like you can decide how much you want to play of it, what you want to do with it. Maybe you've written your own. Has anybody just fiddled around with it, removed chunks, played it differently? No, just looking at it. Yeah, it looks like a lot at first, hey? But you start to see the repetition in there. It's just a different way of writing it. I like that when we hit the just the one finger part all the way through here, da la la la. That's kind of nice, right? You can just sit, relax, not have to think about so much. But I do also like going down to that E minor and being able to still lead with the index finger whole time through. So what I want us to do with that today, like with the concept of Travis picking, is I'm going to stop sharing it, just talk a little bit about the next thing I'm going to do. So the whole idea that I have now is you've got 4 beats, right? And a lot of times when I'm playing a song, I want to strum it and I want to Travis pick it, so I do both. I call it the half Travis strum. It's probably got a fancier term. But what it is you think about taking the Travis picking pattern. You've got the 4 beats, so you play the first 2 beats of the Travis picking, so you get this. Out, inside, and then you've got these 2 beats. Okay, so I just want you to do that. We'll just do that. Just doing the outside, or sorry, don't worry about putting any fingers down. We'll just try this out. So we've got out, inside, strum, strum, out, inside, strum, strum. So we've got those 3 beats. We're acknowledging them, but we're not doing anything. One more time. Now we're going to do this. Out, inside, strum, strum. Out, inside, strum, strum. Or just an out, inside, strum. Like that. Out, inside, strum. And just get the feel of going from picking to just laying down that thumb and just doing a little strum. Out, inside, strum, strum. You might want to watch your hand while you do that so that you connect what you're doing visually, okay? So I'm going to watch my hand a little bit while I do that, and we're just going to do that a few times. Out, inside, strum, strum. Out, inside, strum, strum. I'm watching my thumb to see how far it has to come back to get back on that 4th string. And if you're like, I can't split that up and do the inside part, maybe you can do this. Out, in, strum. So you're picking the outside strings, then the inside, and then strum. The whole idea is just to get the fingers a bit more independent. So you can do that, cool. Or the out, inside, and split them up, okay? Now we're going to do 2 strums, so we're just going to walk up with this. Diane, what we're doing is we've taken the Travis picking and we're splitting it up. I call it the half Travis strum, something like that. So the first 2 beats are Travis picking, the next 2 beats are just strumming. Because sometimes people want to pick and strum. You want to do it all. How do you do it all? Let's find out. All right, so now I'm going to do out, inside, strum, strum. We'll try that out now. Out, inside, strum, strum. Okay, now the challenge is to make a different chord. Okay, so let's make, I think it's a G chord I want you guys to do, I think. If I'm remembering the chord progression right. So make a G, let's just go with that. And we're gonna do out, inside, strum, strum. We'll do it 3 more times on that chord. So G chord, out, inside, or just out, in, strum, strum, out, inside, strum, strum. 2 more times, out, inside, strum, strum. Last one. Here comes your C chord. Out, inside, strum, strum. Out, inside, strum, strum. Last one. We're going to go back to G. few more on the G. Oh, I lost track. One more. Back to C. One more. Okay, let's try a D chord. Whoop, whoop. 3 fingers like that, or like that. Whatever you have to do to make a D, and if your fingers are like, I don't want to do the D, then do the D7. It's all good. Here we go. A few times on that D. 2 more times. Last one. Back to the G. One more. Yeah. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take that pattern and we're just going to keep it in half for a little bit, right? A couple beats here, a couple beats here, and we'll see what we can do to play around with them. I don't know if anyone's done that before, but it's really, it's fun. Sometimes, I'm just going to pin my screen again. Oh, was it pinned? Okay. I think I often do that. I combine picking with strumming because I like the lighter sound of picking, but then I like the percussive sound or the rhythmic sound of strumming. So why not do the two? So I'm going to sit and play. Oh, I just want to make sure I've got the right one in mind here. Oh, sorry. So what I'm doing there is I'm picking, and then I'm just doing a down up on beat 3 is what I'm doing. So I'm just going to sit and play a little bit so you can hear that. And I am doing an extra little strum there right at the end, and I'm doing that just because I'm coming back up, and I'm strumming with my thumb a lot, but you can strum with your finger, it doesn't matter. And then what do I do? It's got a nice flow to it, right? When you do that, when you combine, you're just playing, right? Let me show you what I've got though, that I've done up so that you can see where it's coming from. There we are. Yes. Okay. So the half Travis strum lesson. What we've started with so far is talking about the picking pattern, out, inside, and then doing nothing, nothing. Out, inside, and just acknowledging beats 3 and 4 is what we've done. And then still doing the picking, out, inside, and then 2 down strums, strum, strum. That's really as far as we've gotten. The final one, we haven't gotten to, the final boss of this particular game today. But let's take a look at the chord progression down here. G, G, C, C, G, G, C, C. This is leaving on a jet plane. Is that's the chord progression I was using. Then G, C, D, D at the end. So I propose we go through that I'll call out the chords. You can choose either out, inside, and then just wait, or out, inside, strum, and then waiting on that fourth beat as opposed to strumming down. So the out, inside, strum, out, inside, strum, or out, inside, strum, strum, and just start feeling that. And you decide what works for you for the strum. Maybe it's your thumb, maybe it's your finger. I guess it's just going to be one or the other, either your thumb or your finger. See what feels right. Don't worry about this pattern yet. Okay, we'll get to that one. So remember, the idea is to take that Travis picking and see how you can apply it to different songs and play in different ways. A sip of coffee, and then we're going to go for it here.
Tina, can you give me the numbers of the chords? I like 4 is a G for me.
4.
So when you say out, what string is that? That's the 4th.
That string's 4 and 1 for the out. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then
the next?
Inside is, so the in is string 3, and side is string 2.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. That's a most excellent question. That's something I should have tucked in there too. Yeah. So I'll say that again in case other people were making notes and missed that. When you're picking out on beat 1 there is strings 4 and 1, your outside strings. When you're plucking in, that's string 3, and then side, so the and of 2, that's string 2. Yeah, right on. Thanks, Diane. All right, so we'll sit on, we'll do everything really glacial speed because it's a lot to work this through. Okay, so let's start with just doing the out, inside, wait, okay, and kind of get ourselves going that way. Here we go. On the G chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, picking out, inside, wait, and again, G, out, inside, wait. Now go to your C chord. Let's do it there. So picking strings 4 and 1, here we go. Out, and now the inside strings. Inside, wait, again with the C. Out, inside, wait. Back to your G chord. Out, inside, wait, G chord. Out, inside, wait. Now your C again. C again. Okay, now G for one time. C chord. Now your D. Out, inside, wait, D chord again. Out, inside, wait. Now we're going to go through that progression again, doing out, inside, strum, or out, inside, strum, whatever works for you. So now we're on this level. Okay. This is fun. Okay, here we go. Leveling up on that G. Here we go. Out, inside, strum. Out, inside, strum. Now to your C chord, same thing. Out, inside, strum. One more time on that one. Out, inside, your G now. Out, inside, strum, strum. Out, inside, strum, strum. Now back to your C. Out, inside, strum, strum. Out, inside, strum, strum. Now back to your G. Out, inside, strum, strum. To your C. Out, inside, strum, strum. To your D. Out, inside, strum, strum. Out, inside, strum, strum. Now just end on a G and give yourself a G strum and go like, whoa, I made it, yes. Okay, so any observations about doing the out, inside, strum, strum? Were you able to do it part of the time? That's okay, part of the time. Were you able to get 2 strums in some of the time? Maybe 1 strum, yeah? It is so much fun to do. Now I'm gonna rip through it a little bit so you guys can hear what it sounds like a little faster, okay? It sounds a little bit like you got 2 instruments going there, right? Like 2 ukes. Yeah, it's really fun. All right, so what you're gonna need to do to get this under your hands is to, you always want to start with that, right? To establish that rhythm, because it's easy to miss beats 3 and 4 when you're doing that. So out, inside, and then like tap your strings or something to acknowledge that beat, and then add in the strum. Now, when I was going fast, I can tell you what I wound up doing was I did a down strum there and an up strum there. Da, 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 down, up. So you do what you need to do in order to acknowledge those 2 beats and make sure that it keeps going the way you need it to. Let's take a look at this one. This is basically the island strum, is what I got going on here. Okay, ba, 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 da, da, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down. So it's going to sound like this. Out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down. And this is my favorite one to do. Yes, it's got such a nice flow to it. So I propose we just sit on open strings for a little bit. Don't worry about anything with your left hand. Okay. And I'm going to keep saying out, inside, up, down. Okay. Here we go. Out, inside, up, down. Out, inside. Oh, sorry, I'm screwing up my rhythm. Out, inside, up, down. Out, inside. There we go. Up, down. Out, inside. Up, down. Out, inside. Up, down. Out, inside. Up, down. Yeah. Inside. Up, down. If you have this sheet, you might want to write the oh, sorry, I can't talk and do this at the same time. If you have this sheet, writing down the 4 and 1 next to the out, making sure that you've got notes about that all the way down might be a good idea. I was just thinking about that because this is like the busiest one, right? All right, so I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to try to do a tap where there's the 3rd beat, where you're not playing. And that's where you might want to have, like, tap your foot there, something to acknowledge that. Okay, here we go. I'll go for it again a couple more times. 1, 2, and 4. Out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down. One more time. Out, inside, up, down. Okay, now let's just stick the G chord on it. Okay, and we'll sit with that G chord for a while. So we're not necessarily going to run through the chord progression that we see there. We'll just practice it with probably just going back and forth between the G and the C, because it's a busy one, right? Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Out, inside, up, down, 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 out, pardon me, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down. Let's switch to our C chord now. Ready? Here we go. Out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down, out, inside, up, down. One more. Now give your brains a break for a little bit. Whoa! How did that feel? Like the going back and forth? Yeah, I tend to flatten my hand out a little bit when I do it. I was thinking about, okay, what do I do? I want to show you guys. Not all the time, but it's a nice place to, I know what I do there. Then you get the hand going, your brain is like busy in all levels. Whee! I'm gonna go through that. Actually, you know what? I might do it with the Dust in the Wind, which is sorry. There we go. Anything you do with it sounds kind of neat, you know, and can add in that tapping. When I do that tap, that's more than I want you guys to worry about today. I'm just showing what you can do. But if you're like, wow, I want to do that tap, I do tap, wipe. It's what it looks like. So I just lay my hand down and just wipe my finger up. Yep. And I hit like that. I'm not hitting with my nails or anything. I'm not hurting my instrument. Just adds an extra little bit, right? Oh, The fun times never end. Now, I'm hoping that while Don is at his location for Boogie the Bridge, because it's a fundraising run that we're having in town. I know, Diane, you missed a little talk about it, but there's going to be kids running by, people with their babies in strollers scooting by. Don and his ukulele group will be there having coffee and snacks and playing music, and Bailey and I will be further down the way, and I have access to a generator, and I'm going to bring sound equipment and probably tea, probably a heater, because it's going to be cold. I'll probably get little hand warmers for us too, because it's hard to play when your fingers are stiff, man. Anyway, chances are good I'll be doing that sort of strum pattern while I'm playing. I'll be just a giving her, and it'll be good fun. So I want to check in with you guys now. I don't want to add too much. Oh, Sue's got to go. Okay, yeah, Sue, you have a good day. She's telling everyone to have a good day. I hope it hasn't snowed where you are. Maybe it has, I don't know. But I hope you have a good day, and see you next time. Yeah, you take care. I won't do this next week because I'll be at the Boogie the Bridge at 7 in the morning. It's a good thing I'm a morning person, hey? Bailey's turning into one, so that's good. Now, I want to go back through the Travis picking ideas. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going through and reviewing everything that we've done with Travis picking so far, so that you can see how to apply this. So this is the Travis picking ideas, where I had talked about how to take that G chord and just move it up to the C, to make the C chord shape on the 7th fret, 7, 8, 7. So I just want to play around with that out, inside, strum idea, and just see how that moves around. Now, I don't know if anyone's played around with it too much, moving around the chords, so we'll really take our time with this, okay? So I'm making my G chord. Let's just work through it. So we've got our G, our normal G, and then we're going to make that C chord by bringing our fingers up to the 7 and 8th frets. So I'm taking my index and my middle finger, and they're landing on the 7th frets of strings 1 and 3. And that leaves my ring finger on the 8th fret, so it's still a G shape, but it's up good and high. Okay. And then if I go up 2 more frets, boop, boop, up to 9 and 10. So same shape, it's a G chord shape all the way up and down. But see how I say the tiny Travis pick, because the 4th string can sound a little, depends if you like that sound or not. If you're into the sound, then bring it on. I'm tending, it's still like not digging it for this particular progression. Sometimes all I do is I flatten my finger a little bit so it touches that string. There we go. And then I can strum and that string is muted. I'll show you close up of that.
Tina, do we have that on the site?
That's on the site, isn't it? The tiny Travis picking?
There's only one, but it's the one you showed before.
Oh my gosh, I didn't put it on the site. Oh, I will put that on the site. Okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I thought it was on there. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is like a big introduction and surprise to you guys then. Oh, well, there we go. I thought we talked about this one. Oh! All right, well, let's just walk through it again. Go back down to your G chord. Just make your normal G chord. That G chord is, like, it's a beautiful movable shape. You can do a lot of stuff with it. And in this case, what we're doing is we're playing it like a little 12-bar blues progression, really. So you're going to take that and bring your fingers back up to the 7th fret so that you can make that G chord shape up good and high. Yeah, Kat's got it. Give me a thumbs up if you can find it on your ukulele. Yeah? Okay, cool. Good. I can't see everyone's hands. That's why I need, like, sometimes I just need a little thumbs up so I know for sure that everyone's got it. Okay, you're right on. Okay, now up 2 more frets to make the D. And I'm not playing that 4th string, I'm just playing 3 strings. Yeah, good. And then back down to the C. And I'm just gonna, okay. So let's just strum through it, okay, finding these shapes. So right there, G for 4 bars, C for 4. Let's just run through that, okay? Here we go. Up on the, back to the normal G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. G. Again, 3, 2, 3, 4. And you're gonna want to get ready to move. Here we go up to our C on that 7th fret now. Yeah, everyone find that C on your 7th fret. And that's 0, 7, 8, 7. So the same G chord shape, just shift it right up. Yeah, so if you're not sure about it, make sure you're on your 7th fret, because sometimes people hit the 5th fret instead because they have dots there, right? Both of them? Yeah, right on. Same shape. Yeah, right on, right on. Yeah, good. I've lost count of my bars. Let's go back down to the G. We'll just practice going up and down. Ready? Back down to G. Here we go. It's surprising how far away that 7th fret is. If you have to move from that G shape to that C shape real fast, it's like 50 miles away all of a sudden. Okay, get ready. We're going to go back up to that C. It's like climbing a ladder. C on the 7th fret and 8th fret. Go. I'll see you when you get to the top of that ladder. Okay, you guys are good? Yeah, right on. Okay, let's climb a little farther. We'll go up to that D. I feel like just doing this right now is probably pretty good. Yeah, right on. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's walk just back down to that C. So that's back on the 7th fret. I had to look. Everyone on that C? Yeah. Okay, back down to G. I got all these sound effects I'm doing. I'm all jolly about doing this because I feel like I'm cheating the system because I'm not doing bar chords. I feel so great. All right. I think we got it going on there. Okay, now I'm gonna just play around. If you want to Travis pick it, go for it. If you want to do just like a favorite strum, do that. I'm gonna do the island strum, okay? That's where if you wanted to, you could tie in the out, inside, strum, strum, if you wanted to. That's why I'm doing that island strum. Okay, so I'm going to hit that on the G for 4 times. The 4th G, use that as your chance to move up to the C. Okay, you've got 4 beats there. If you're not too sure about getting up to that 7, the 0787 with that G chord shape on time to land for that first beat, then take that whole bar of G to get yourself up there. It's not a big deal. Same thing with the last bar of C to get you ready to move up to 9, 10, 9 for that D chord, okay? And I might do the same thing. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 on your G. Again, 2, G again. And now I want you to move to C. Here we go on your C. Okay, now move to your D. Here we go. Again, D. Back up to C. Ready, C. And back home to G. Whoa! almost feels like Snakes and Ladders. You guys remember that game? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna run through the whole thing again now. Ready? Right from the very beginning with those 4 Gs. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Down, I'm on bar 3. And this is your place to move up to C. And there's no rush, right? You just cut out some bars of chords if you need to move. Whoops. Sorry, I screwed it up. Here comes D. Back to C. Back down to G. Now I'm gonna turn off the share screen so you can just watch my hands while I do that, okay? Because that's a lot of went from Travis Pick into doing that. Wah! But it's I don't know, stuff. Okay, there we go. So I'm on my G, and when I go up to that C chord shape, still just the same thing, same shape. It's just sitting there on a different fret, so it can be weird. Some people are getting it, some people are not too sure about it. And I know because you think C chord shape, you automatically make your standard C chord down there, right? And I've talked about C chords up here like that. And this is the thing, there's a lot of C chords. There's a lot of any type of chord. So I'm going to do this. G, C, and then I'm going to go to D. I'm going to make it little baby D. And I'm going to go back to C. See, I'm just lifting up that finger and I'm sliding with my bunny ear fingers in honor of Easter. Let's take those bunny ears down to the 2nd fret station. Okay. Now let's take our bunny ears back up to the 7th fret station. Right? Yeah, and now the bunny ears are going to go up to the 9th fret station. Oh, okay, 4th string's kind of feeling okay for my ear right now. Back to the C on the 7th fret station. And back down to the G. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm just going to goof around with it a little bit so you can just check out the possibilities. Because you're just using these up and down, there's so much room to slide everything once you feel comfy, and that's why I keep those guys down. And I'm just hitting extra frets in between to have fun. You can have a ball with this, and it's the whole idea again. I mean, we talked about Travis picking and strumming, but if I haven't put the sheet up there, that's not very fair for you guys. But you can strum it. Don't pick it, just strum it. Sometimes I change my strum pattern. Actually, many times I do. I tend to change my strum pattern when I'm getting ready to change chords because it adds impact. So that's like totally aside from picking, but here we are, you know. it's amazing what that can do. You know, especially if you're playing in a group and people are like, I don't know when the chord change is coming. You know, if you do that, boop, 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 it'll let them know that there's a change coming. And it's kind of fun. I mean, drums do that too, right? If you're listening to a song, often you'll hear the drums do a fill or something before you go to the chorus or before you go back to the verse, and that echoes that sort of feel where there's a nice change. So if you're playing in a group and you're like, oh, well, you know, maybe we could try this. Maybe we could just do something different, just the last bar of whatever set of chords. And that's where if you've got the same thing all the time and then you're flipping chords, you know, like if you're changing chords every couple of times, it might not be possible. But if you're on one chord for a long time and then you flip, that last bar of those chords can be good to make it really distinctive. Barb, I know that you'd had a hard time finding people to play with where you are. Have you found a group yet, or how's that going for you?
I'm back home.
You're back home.
Yeah, I was back home last week when I had to leave because I had a migraine. And of course I got another migraine, but I went and grabbed a pill and then turned the lights down.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm back with the Peachland group.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I think there's 5 of us coming to Sorrento.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to be in a little A-frame cabin with a nice little deck, and I'm going to put lights on it, so I'm hoping people will just come and hang out and play with me.
Okay.
That's kind of an open invitation right there. If you see me on the deck.
We did last year.
Right? It was fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't get in any of the cabins, so we're down the street at the Sorrento Inn.
Oh, but that's good though. You're still close by, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Well, and you can always come just lounge at my place. I want to put up, like, Jim and I were talking about putting up tiki decorations, and last year we couldn't find any, but I thought I might look for tiki decorations this year and see what we can get.
Go to the dollar store, Dollarama. They
Oh,
might have something like that.
yeah, I'm gonna look and see what I can find. So Robin, are you coming this year too?
You bet.
Awesome. Is anyone else? Shirley, are you able to make it this year?
No, I always miss by the time I think about registering, it's too late.
Oh,
Wait list, Shirley. First
Pardon?
time I got it. Go on the wait list. I got in off the wait list first time.
Okay, I'll try that then.
Yeah, go put your name on the wait list.
Okay, thank you.
I want to see you.
I think that'd be great. Right? Yeah, we need to see you, Shirley.
Yeah.
We should have a Tina group reunion.
Oh, that would be fun. Imagine just sit around, pick like crazy, and drink coffee and talk about cats. Oh, sounds like heaven. It's okay, Finn. We'll talk about dogs too. Yes, we will. It's okay.
Yeah. Is Finn gonna come again? Visit?
Maybe, I don't know. It depends on if I can get my husband to come out and you know what? I'm gonna stop recording this because I think we're just gonna chit chat now.